Good day guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Nate, and today we're having a quick look at BMS. I recently stumbled across a BMS mod called BMS Korea Theater 4.3 HD. If I go to the actual theater, I can give you the name right here. We go, Korea HD version 4.3. Now, this is done by a company called Electronic Battlefield. And I stumbled across them about a year ago when they made an F14 cockpit for BMS. Now, that was fantastic, actually quite a good cockpit for BMS, but unfortunately you can only use it in the dogfight mode, in the thermal. But this also brings to BMS a series of planes, and actually it brings, as the name sounds, up to HD standards. So the planes that have been brought up are the F-18 and the F-14, which do actually have cockpits and flight models in BMS, but they're very low res and the cockpits don't work. Well, they do. You can sit in them, but none of the buttons work. So it's all hotkeys, which is basically unusable. So you had previously two unusable planes in BMS that now work. There's also the F15C and the F22. The F22 works pretty good and actually surprisingly effective in terms of its a layout. Now I'm going to show you the F15. Now this is the plane I had problems with the most. Let's give the enemy and make something. So I just quickly go back over what works at the moment. The F14B, the F18A, which I have videos of in my channel you can have a look at, the HD27 for something red. Now I was curious to why they put that in there, and it turns out if you go to the campaign and you go Tiger Spirit, you can actually click on the red airfields now, and you can actually play red. So what I presume is that they've modded. Now I don't know if the SU-27 cockpit will work for the SU-33, and if it does, that explains a lot. Then you could have possible multiplayer campaign abilities where you have NATO versus red, or blue versus red 4, with the correct aircraft. Whereas previously, right now in Falcon Online, you have everyone flying F-16s. In the future, you could, in theory, have the proper aircraft, which would be very nice. But that's something for the future. And there's also, in a future release, I've read somewhere on their forums, the F15E Strike Eagle. So that would be good, because I'll be all over that, because I love the Strike Eagle. Now, so F14 works, the F18 works, the F22 works, and the F15C works. There's also an F15C in the campaign. At the moment, none of these other aircraft are in the campaign, except the F-15. So what you can do is you can mod it in by using an editor and changing what units at what aerodrome. We're just going to have the F-15C today, and change myself. But otherwise, this mod is it adds a lot of life to a game that really, really needed it, at least on a personal level, because as much as I love the F-16, I'm not the comment section below. Now, there's actually a few small problems. Well, the first one is that the cockpits aren't 6-degree freedom. So here's me moving my head forward and backward. It doesn't actually work. It's like my head is fixed, and I can't look down or left, right. It's not 6 degrees of freedom. It's a fixed head, which is fine. But there's also a few other minor issues. One of them is, in the F-15C, in the F-15 DCS, this is a dedicated radar display and radar control. And here, because it's BMS, it still has to function like an F-16. So you still have two MFDs, two multifunction displays. So instead of side-by-side, which in the F-22, it is side-by-side, and that actually is very, very easy to use, it's up and down, which is very disorientating. It's a little bit disorientating because my controls are set to left and right, and now it's up and down. And that's a bit confusing. Also, I think the buttons, this is all still work in progress. So, I'm full credit to the guys who make it. And I know modding games is not easy, so. But just for anyone who is looking to play right now, some of the buttons aren't where they. Air-to-air mode. I think I don't think there's an air-to-air mode at the moment for the F-15. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But if I hit air-to-ground, it does switch the HUD to a dogfight mode. So if I switch air-to-ground, dogfight mode is on. And of course, the button, because it's the default inherently doesn't have switches. The switches are sort of in the radar itself. I'm trying to get the SMS page, but I'm struggling to get the SMS page here. And the buttons here aren't aligned properly. That's very minor. SMS, come on, give me SMS. There we go. Do I have anything other than guns? I do have some models. Now, the aircraft model does look fantastic. And a lot of if the HD comes better, it brings up to date a lot of the models, including the ground models, which is good. But unfortunately, you rarely see the ground models, so it's not noticeable, but it's nice. And I think the ground textures have also really worked. So let's see if we can get our tail net in 25. Let's keep our eyes outside the cockpit.
Altitude. Altitude.
I'm beginning to feel the difference between the F16 and F15 already. This does not like turning. This feels very much like the DCS F15, which really is not a big turner. Let's see if I can use that energy to try and narrow the turn without blocking out. And let go. It's a bit slow. Might be able to get a sidewinder shut off. I'll even show us my sidewinders work. Let's use the dogfight mode. There we go. So that's it. Yeah, so you can see everything works. The buttons do work. All these stuff, again, oops, it's reset me. So, all these things are all ported from the F16, so the TACCOMs and stuff all still work. The channels can all, they still work. But yeah. So I will probably do a bit more testing, and I will see if I can do some campaign stuff with the F15, and if I can, I'd like to mod the F14 into the mod, into the campaign. So until then, guys, I will keep doing these test videos, and if you do enjoy it, maybe you go have a look at the mod and see for yourself if you like it. I do suggest, if I make one suggestion, is that you back up all your BMS files, because the BMS Korea HD has 10 per-mental models. Some of these can bug out quite badly, and then if it crashes, there's no going back. So really do back it up. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, put it in the comments below. I'll have a look. And thanks for watching. All right, guys. We'll take care. 8 out.